Good evening. Oh, and we've got Gary in the chat. Hello, Gary, and Rachel, who's no doubt watching with you. Costado with his broken leg. How you doing, mate? Kevin, hello. Richard, great to see you all here. Hello, Dave. A little bit later tonight, and I'm going to be mixing up the times quite a bit next week because I just want to try and give a chance to some of the cave dwellers around the world to actually be able to come and watch. So, for example, we've got some people down in Australia who are fast asleep right now, and they requested that maybe I could do it at a different time. And as I've got a week off next week, but these will still be happening, I could do some morning ones UK time. So we'll mix the times up a bit. Anyway, how are you all doing? Hello, Nelly Fish. That's a good name. Everyone used to call me Nelly as a kid. Some people still do. Saint UK, Geronimo. Hello, everyone. So, you may have seen a Gary in the intro. There he is, Gary in the house. One of our longest serving cave dwellers. He's got a video for us today. We had a retro road trip to his house once, a long time ago, and saw all of his Japanese exotic machines. But he doesn't just collect computers, so he's got something a bit different to show us today. I'll leave you guessing what. Gary in the house. Hello, Gregster. It is a bit late, isn't it? So we've got lots of videos to get through today. It's the letter C today. RMC is brought to you by the letter C and the number 486. And you've been sending in your videos. We've got 3 C game videos, including one of my own. We've got oh, hello, look at the chat, it's going mental. What's just happened to the chat? Wow. I gotta fix that chat. We've got a slideshow from Stog. We're gonna see his game. And we've got the Amstrads on the screen. That's a video from Derek that we're gonna have a little look at. We've got Rob's Game Room Tour. And do you remember the other day we saw Stephen's Soviet Sinclair and we asked him to maybe film a close-up for us and show us it in a bit more detail? Well, he's done that. So we've got Stephen's Soviet Sinclair and we've got Gary's video. Quiz night is tomorrow night, the Rushton. 8 PM BST tomorrow is the RMC quiz. Prizes up for grabs. Now you'll notice a couple of changes today. We've got the counter, 190% we're at. That's the charity fundraiser that I've been doing. Link is at the bottom if you want to throw a couple of quid in. I won't bang on about it, but it's there and it'll be there for the next week or so if you want to throw some money in. And that's all to do with the PCs that I've been selling to raise money for the local hospitals. And if I bring up, have I still got my eBay page here? Yes, I have. Now these PCs have been doing tremendously. We sold one today, the first one sold. Go on, bang on about it, says Geronimo. Hello 80s Nostalgia and David. So the first IBM NetVista sold today for £330. Insane. And the other ones that are still listed, this one ends in nearly 2 days. £310, £340, that's nearly in 4 days. £200 on this one. That one's a bit more beaten up than the others. And then there's all sort of spare parts and things and mugs and things that have been selling. So we've easily made over £1,000 on the sale of those PCs. And if you watched the video, you would have seen that I had a Pentium 3 one as well, which I was planning on keeping for myself. But looking at these prices, I mean, I think there'll be a demand for the P3, especially if I put, say, a Sound Blaster card in it. I think that could fetch some good money. And even if, and I'm not going to do this because I've said 100% of the money is going to go to charity, but you know, even if I sold that P3 for silly money like that, I could still buy another one with the money and put a huge chunk of change into charity. It's crazy. Crazy money. So I think it would be silly for me not to. I'm going to have to make that sacrifice and some other time. A P3, maybe Karma will bring a P3 to me sometime further down the line. But yeah, it's going really well. And hello, Holly. Holly, you are an unread email in my mailbox. I promise I will get back to you. It's a very busy place this week, and I've been furiously working to try and get my week off, so I'm not ignoring you, mate. Mark from Mark Fixes Stuff is here. Hello, sir. So let's get into the videos with some air horn, with some Gary. It's all terribly manual, my soundboard at the moment. There's a lot of clicking going on to make it work. Let's bring down the music so we don't go double audio. Let's take a look at the Amstrads. We've got any Amstrad fans in the house?
Right, evening cave monkeys.
What? What did you just call us, Derek?
I thought I'd give you a quick show and tell of my Amstrad collection. Sir Alan just yesterday on Twitter was asking for pictures of Amstrads.
He was. So, is it Sir Alan? Lord Alan? I can't remember. I think he's a lord, isn't he? Alan Sugar was on Twitter, suddenly showing an interest in retro. And on his Twitter, he was saying, send him pictures of your Amstrads. And then a little bit later, he actually said, I'm thinking of opening an Amstrad museum. Amazing. Maybe he's just getting on the bandwagon. I don't know. I can't imagine Alan doing much like that, if there's not a big wedge of cash on the table for him. Surely not. Surely not. He's not going soft in his old age.
So I sent him this pic. I saw Neil asked him for an interview, which I'd love to hear.
Yes, I did put a cheeky reply on his tweet saying, can I interview you? Didn't get a reply, of course.
So, first off, we have a standard 464 with a lovely green screen monitor. Love them or hate them, they are just so crisp.
Now, I never had the green screen monitor. Why do I want one now? I do. I've got this desire to get a green screen to go with the colour one I've got. I'm just a kleptomaniac. That's what's going on there.
Next, the rare 664 in excellent condition. Just look at those lovely blue keys.
Yeah, those blue keys really do fade. This is a lovely example. But they do fade quite badly. In fact, I've met this one, I believe, at Swag. I think you can retro bright.
Actually, most of these are very faded keys.
The blue keys.
I just love the chunky cursor keys. This is an original Amstrad CTM 644 colour monitor with the Arkanoid running. And lastly,
yes. Oh, okay. Derek in the chat is Flame Lily IT. So this is Derek's collection that we're looking at. Thank you for sending it in, Derek.
My first computer, the CPC 6128. I have an M4 board, which is a neat SD card device with Wi-Fi built in.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's got Wi-Fi built in, so you can just wirelessly shoot your games into that. An Amstrad CPC 6128 with Wi-Fi. Brilliant.
And running here, we have the excellent Pinball Dreams conversion, which is an amazing feat of programming on an 8-bit micro. So, thanks for watching.
Thank you for sending it in, Derek. Oh, there's still a bit more. Is he going to call us monkeys again? Oh, he's going to give us a nice sexy panning shot. We like that. And that's that new Pinball Dreams release, which I've yet to try. But apparently it's incredible.
Right, evening cave monkeys.
Oh, it's gone crazy. Into dancing, the Amstrads are taking over. Stop it. Right. I hope you enjoyed that. Hello, Pints and Amigas. Yeah, we broke 100 yesterday, so maybe we'll creep up to 100 viewers. Yeah, Richard, they are all in really good condition. Yeah, it's really nice. So, let's go to our next video. Let's go for a game room tour with Rob's Game Room. Oh, I'm already leaning in to see what we've got here. I don't know if we've got any audio with this one. Let's find out.
Hi guys, just a quick video of my retro game room. It's not the biggest, but everything seems to be condensed into this corner. Got this desk from IKEA. And you can only fit so much on the shelves.
Lots of nice boxed. I'm trying to get a clear freeze frame for you.
Got some.
There we go. So we had some N64 going on down there. We've got some Commodore 64 games. Bit of Silkworm, bit of Dragon's Lair and Dragon's Lair 2. Buggy Boy, that's a classic. Johan likes the Spectrum Plus 2.
Commodore
David's
64
Spectrum,
games
get in.
there. And like most of my favourite games, I just sort of put on display.
The big box Commodore games
I've got quite a lot of Commodore 64 games in here.
That's how my collection is mostly displayed, in plastic boxes.
Some Spectrum games there as well.
Robocop again. We had a Robocop yesterday, didn't we?
I got all these from a job lot from eBay. I drove all the way to Newcastle. I live in Manchester, and I drove all the way to Newcastle just to pick this up because it was such a big job lot. And it also came with the Commodore Computer Compendium,
Nice.
which I never owned, but I believe my cousin got this one Christmas. It's the one that came with Adrian Mole and the keyboard attachment. And even though the guy used to use this, it's the same on the back. Even though the guy used to use this back in the day, it's like new. It's got all the inserts, it's got the bags, it's got the little twist tie things. He really took a lot of care of this.
That looks great. I mean, even around the handle, this usually gets tatty, where the edges usually get beaten up. It's usually a bit kind of grey and faded, where it's been in a loft and it's been deteriorating. That's lovely. Oh, you like my mug, do you, Gregster? It's non-alcoholic beer tonight. I'm on the Budweiser Prohibition. Can't be drinking every night, can I?
Console. Which brings me on to my next eBay purchase, which is this ZX Spectrum.
Castardo.
Now, I was the first person ever to use this. The person I bought it from said it was never used, and when I bought it and it arrived, I opened it and you could tell it's never been touched, never been played. Even the power adapter was still sealed, and it smells amazing.
It smells amazing. I think he's chuckling at himself there. Well done, Rob. Is he going in for a sniff here? Are we going in for a sniff? Everyone lean in, we're going for a sniff.
If you can smell that, but it just smells new.
He is as well.
Bizarre for a 35-year-old console.
It smells good to me. How long before we get smells on YouTube?
So up here we've got my Master System collection. We've got the Master System Plus box in the background. The one that came with the 2 controllers and the zapper. Got some boxed games there.
Do you know, I don't think I've got any Master System games. I haven't even got a Master System. That's probably why I haven't got Master System games. I haven't got a Master System. But in my little village where the cave is based, there's a little retro games and toy shop. And they are just stacked full with Mega Drive and Master System games. So I've made myself a promise, once this lockdown is over and they reopen, I'm going to put in my diary once a month, just go and buy one of each, a Mega Drive game and a Master System game, and just slowly build the collection. And that can be my little treat to go to the shop. Might even get a bag of sweets while I'm there. But I'm looking forward to it. Anyway.
I've only got the one game on card, which is Ghost House. And at the top there we've got the 3D glasses.
Behave, Dave, with your Nintendos.
Turtle there. And then my original childhood Mega Drive with Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's his childhood Mega Drive, and just look at the condition of that box. So I think Rob has been really into keeping all of his kit in really good order from day one. That just looks minty.
Drive with Sonic the Hedgehog, and a few of my Mega Drive games
Oh,
there.
there's an ET there.
Then at the top, something I'm quite proud to own, and that's
Again, the box.
the NES Deluxe set with Rob the Robot. And here he is.
Oh, he's got his own little
Encased
display case.
in acrylic.
I like that.
And then up there we've got my SNES Mario All-Stars pack. And my Light Fantastic Commodore 64. And a bit of a strange one, this. One Christmas I got this. It's basically a light gun and a video cassette. And you put the video cassette on and shoot at the screen, and the light gun, I don't know, it sort of detects targets on the screen and it just gives you points. Very bizarre. I've never actually seen one.
I've not seen one in action. That sounds like the perfect thing for an RMC tech nibble at some point.
Since. And in this little case I got from IKEA is my Famicom.
Oh, hello, Rob. Sorry, I didn't notice you in the chat there earlier. So thank you for sending the video in. Did you make these acrylic cases yourself?
And there's the box for the Famicom. My NES and SNES Minis. Atari Trackball. Virtual Boy. And
Oh, that's a strong poster.
that is a signed print by Bob Wakelin, who did
Wow.
most of the Ocean artwork. And on these shelves I've got my Famicom games, some boxed, some unboxed, and my NES games, and my Atari games. Some great games like Galaxy and Ghostbusters, maybe not that one, and then some unboxed games there. And my old TV that I got for Christmas in 1988.
Can we just point out that at the start of the video you said I haven't got much, it's just this corner here. It goes on. And that's a lovely telly.
And it still works fine, apart from the on and off switch doesn't work anymore, so I just put some tape over it and leave it permanently on. So that's my game room. I'm hoping to expand this year sometime. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you soon.
Thank you, Rob. I don't think the Amiga even got a mention under there, did it? We were looking at the Specky. Got C64C there as well. Really nice, Rob. Little Games Master sticker hiding back there. So thank you for sharing that, Rob. I think there's a lot of people admiring your collection there, especially the minty boxes. And I think you also give Woz a run for his money in the lack of dust, the cleanliness of your room. You and Woz are neck and neck there, I think. Oh, Custado says everyone has an Amiga.
Hadouken!
So, we've got Gary to come back to, and we've got the Soviet Sinclair, but let's dip into the games beginning with the letter C. So the first one is not a video. I'm just going to take you through the pictures that Stog has sent in and a description of his favourite game beginning with the letter C. Mark fixes stuff. I have a green screen, so... Oh, you mean for the house? What's wrong with my wallpaper? You don't like my wallpaper? Maybe this is a green screen, Mark, and I've actively chosen this as my background. Right, Stog's choice of game. C for Chaos Engine. We're allowing the verse to be silent. So... the Chaos Engine, and he sent me in a little bit of text which I'm just going to read out. So Stog says, so the game I've chosen is the Chaos Engine. I didn't actually have this back in the day, but was definitely a fan of the Bitmap Brothers at the time. I really loved their art style. You could always tell you were looking at a Bitmap Brothers game, even if you'd never seen it before. Anyway, I wanted to show all the bits and pieces that came in the boxed version. Let's actually flick through some of these pictures. The boxed version. Because most of us just had a couple of badly labelled copied floppies, didn't we? So these cards came in the boxed version. Okay. I wanted to show you what was in the boxed version of the Chaos Engine, something I feel that is lacking these days. Grumble, grumble, old man yells at cloud. Yeah, we like our feelies. There was talk yesterday of games we want to finish, and this is on the list for me. The soundtrack is fantastic also. Apologies I couldn't get a video together, but I've been inspired by all the cave tours to get my room in shape and have it in have a much nicer space to be in. So hopefully I'll be able to sort a video tour of that out soon. There we go. Thank you, Stog. So now we all know. Yeah. Russell says the Chaos Engine was released in a box. Yep. And it came with those cool cards. Oh, that steampunk theme. It's making me think of that steampunk C64 again that we saw yesterday. Mark says that was another game that was made in the plant that I worked at. There were loads of those cards left over. Mark, I thought you worked in a CD pressing factory, Mark, back in the day. Did they do a CD version of the Chaos Engine? I guess CD32 had a version. Richard thought it came on cover discs with Bic writing over the top of them, yeah. So that was Stog's choice for the game Letter C. And if you haven't sent a Letter C game in, do let us know in the chat what your choice of game would be, starting with a letter C. Here is my game, and it's my actual original boxed copy from back in the day. Hang on, it's on the wrong screen. My choice of game with the letter C. Comanche 3. Who played Comanche? Anyone? And if you look closely at the box, this is my original boxed copy with holes in it. Why has it got holes in the box? What's that all about? I'll tell you. This is a confession, and I don't feel good about it. I used to put my airgun targets in front of it, and it would catch the balls that went into it. I used to use a big box game as the backing for my airgun target. I'm not proud. David, yeah, BB gun. What was I doing? But I love this game because it used their voxel engine, which they'd been working on from, you know, the original Comanche game, which was really impressive. But as processing power increased, so too did the number of voxels that their engine could push around, and it gave the advantage of these really lovely rolling landscapes that seemed incredibly detailed at the time. None of it polygons, all voxels, so it wasn't enhanced in any way by any 3D accelerator cards. It was pure CPU power with the, you know, the polygon helicopters and things like that over the top, but the landscape itself was just fantastic. And as flight sims go, it was quite arcadey, but that was, well, no, it was a nice balance actually, a nice balance of simulation and arcade, I found. Mumbo's gone for C for Colin McRae Rally. Castardo's got it in for the Amiga tonight. There was Richard. That was oh, there's those holes again. Was that like Comanche versus something? I know the one you mean. And the original one came in one of those like pyramid-shaped boxes, a bit like Prince of Persia. Spectrum would have caught the pellets better. Hockham, yeah. And then there's some of the other games, some of which use the same voxel engine. So Armoured Fist, that was the tank equivalent, driving around on the voxel terrain. I get what you're saying now about voxels in the chat. F-22 Lightning. Yeah. Anyway, that's my choice of game for the letter C, and I've kind of given up on putting it back in the box there, but that's it. Dave says I should have used the Sensible Soccer box, yeah. The Toblerone box of Day of the Tentacle, yeah, that's cool. Chiller by Mastertronic, no. Chiller is an awful game. Carmageddon, Kevin, if I had it, that would have been my choice. With the 3DFX patch. So, our next letter C comes from Johan, who is in the chat. He's going for the Crusader Collection. Oh, hang on, he's talking. Let me bring you Johan's voice.
Hello, cave dwellers. For the letter C, I have chosen this Crusader Collection. Now, I played the first game a lot, but I never actually owned the game, I just borrowed it. So when I was at a computer game store in Bratislava, Slovakia, I found this box and I thought, I need to get this. I don't care what condition the box is in. As you can see, it has some bruises. But I need to get this game because the first game was so good. Now, I've never finished the second, but I will.
Unmute myself. No one said Contra. That's a good shout. That's a very good shout. And hello, how are you, Philly Lily? How are you doing? Crusader, you had No Remorse and you had No Regret. That was the two of them, wasn't it? And it used the same engine that Ultimate 8... Ultimate 8? Was it Ultimate 8? Yeah, the same engine that Ultimate 8 used, that sort of quite zoomed in isometric view. And it worked really well with that game. Not so much with Ultima, but it was good to see the engine actually got used.
And yeah, it's a shame we didn't get to see more games in this franchise, but there you go. So thank you, and stay safe out there, everybody.
Stay safe, Johan. Thank you for showing us that. I didn't know a collection existed. I didn't know it came in that format. So there we go. Creatures from Andy. That's a good shout. Dave says Ultimate 8 was an absolute shambles of a game. He's disgusted. And I am too. Chucky Egg, Crazy Taxi, Crash Bandicoot. All from Geronimo. No remorse, no regret, says Custado. That was my life motto until I fell off my bike. No remorse, no regret, no left leg. And we've got another entry from Tim, regular on these. And Russell says, we're in C and nobody has said cannon fodder yet. What about this then, Russell? Patience, my friend, patience. So, Tim normally talks us through his videos, so let's see what he's got to say. Tim, who gave us the tour yesterday of his new games room. Was it yesterday or I can't remember now, or the day before.
Hi, Tim here with my letter C, and it's cannon fodder from Sensible.
I can't see it. It's too camouflaged.
A fantastic game and one of my favourite 16-bit era ones. Wonderful on the Amiga, and that was the first version that I acquired. Since I like it so much, since then I've bought versions for all the different platforms I own, and that includes things like the Jaguar and Archimedes even. But since I started with the first version, I'll show you the latest version I've acquired, which is for the CD32.
Did you press that one in your factory Mark Fixes stuff? Cannon Fodder on the CD32?
Fundamentally the same game with some extra cutscenes, but a fantastic game on any of those platforms. And if you've not played it, I would really recommend it. Anyway, see you in the letter D.
See you in the letter D, yes. That is a great choice of game, Cannon Fodder. I was lucky enough many years ago, let's have our music back, to be at an Amiga Expo in London, and a company called Sensible Software was there with a ginormous screen demonstrating their alpha version of this new game they were making, and it was called Cannon Fodder, and I can't for the life of me remember if John Hare himself was presenting it or not, but I remember seeing this game thinking, yeah, that looks pretty cool. Wouldn't mind getting a hold of a copy of that. I think the Amiga 1200 had either just been released or they had some preview systems there to show people. Gunship 2000 had just come out. Goal had just come out. Oh, it was a good expo. I came away with a boxed copy of Elvira. I think my mother raised an eyebrow when she saw me picking that one up. God, there's nothing wrong with my long-term memory. I bought Elvira. I bought Harpoon. I bought Wing Commander. I think that was it. I think those were the games that I came away with. Didn't come away with any hardware from that one. And it was the adventure game, it wasn't the action game, so it was actually a really good game. Cadaver, says Gary, that's a great choice. Pillock got Cannon Fodder for Christmas and played it solidly. The theme music still gives me a smile. I played it so much, Pillock, that I heard the birds from the game in my sleep. They would wake me up. Yeah, I got completely hooked on that game. And it still plays so well now. You go back and play it today, it still holds up brilliantly. Wasn't Elvira programmed in Amos or Blitz? I don't think so. It was that AdventureSoft engine that was used in quite a few games, and it was a pretty tight engine. Chaos Strikes Back, says Dave. Well, you might see that, Dave, in tomorrow's video. Because tomorrow we've got D. Wasn't Chaos Strikes Back the sequel to Dungeon Master that's included in some copies of Dungeon Master? Centipede. Now that's old school. That is old school. Civilization. What, are we dead? I don't know. It's been a long time since I played Centipede. But I was playing Snake earlier on my phone. By the way, guys, phone update. I showed you my new phone recently. Let me just give you a bigger camera. Phone update. My Nokia 3310 3G now has a leatherette carry case. Look at the style. People are going to be so jealous when I slap that on the table. No Wi-Fi. It's got a torch. All part of my plan to try and switch off a little bit from the barrage of social media and everything. Belt clip. Yeah, I should get a belt clip, David. I can take some photos with it, yeah. I'll do that just so you can see how good or bad the camera is. And Mark, Google and Apple can't track your social distancing. Yeah, I dare you. Track me. Okay, is that all the C games? That is all the C games for today. So, if you want to send me the D, it's to retromancave@gmail.com for Monday. I want all of your games beginning with the letter D. You can send in videos, please. Preferably stick them on Dropbox or OneDrive or whatever and send me the link. Letter D games. Keep them to sort of 60 seconds if you want to. A little bit of chat about why you've chosen that, and we can all enjoy it. Room tours are still very much invited. Show and tells are still very much invited. Whatever you want to show, we've got lots of time to fill. So Not all of your games, Custardo. Custardo's been on the gas and air tonight. He's in a silly mood. One game beginning with the letter D. Yeah, not now. Not now, guys. Save your suggestions for Monday. And as much as I love Dragon's Lair, it's debatable as to whether or not it's actually a game. But I do love it. So, let's see what Gary's got to show us, okay? Here comes Gary, and he's going to show us... Well, I'm not going to ruin it for you. We're going to get Gary'd. Gary's other passion. Here he comes.
Hi.
Oh. Take it away, Gary. Let's give you some volume.
Hi, I'm Gary and you're Cave Dwellers.
Yes, we are. And you're Gary.
For those of you that already know me, you'll be well aware that I'm into my retro
Hang on. We're doubling up on the
gaming and computing. I featured on the very first RMC Retro Road Trip, so if you'd like to check that out, I'm sure Neil will include a link in the description below. However...
Oh, Gary, you could have warned me. I don't have the link ready. Hang on. I'm going to get that link because it is... I think it was my first ever Retro Road Trip. And it was such a good one that it launched a series which is now on ice because of the lockdown. But it will happen again. What was it? It was the exotics, wasn't it? Here we go. Here is the link. I'll give you a little reminder actually once the advert's finished playing. Let's bring this over here. There's the link. Oh, Monster joysticks with genuine Samurai arcade parts. There we are. And actually you can see Gary's board game collection. I think we could. Anyway, Gary has got like this incredible library of games. These are all X68000 games. There's his board games there. All his PC Engine games. There he is with the double thumbs up again. Upstairs. I want to see the systems, Gary. Where did we see the systems? Here. Here we go. 68,000 with genuine monitor, speakers, FM Towns in the background there. Gary's got all the toys. Anyway, that's not what we're supposed to be watching today. Go and watch Gary's collection if you get a chance. Back when Neil had hair? What are you talking about, man? Certainly had less grey in the beard. So here's Gary, and Gary seems to have lost 10 years. It's with his baseball cap. I think the baseball cap took 10 years off of him.
I have another passion, another dirty secret, and that is...
Do we want to know what this is? Tell us, Gary.
Tabletop games. I have been a fan of board games since my early teens, after playing Games Workshop's Hero Quest and Space Crusade. Never really being into the likes of Monopoly made the discovery of board games that felt richer and deeper an extremely exciting time for me. However, rather than chatting incoherently for 5 minutes, I'm going to say a few words about 3 board games that I find myself coming back to over and over again.
So Gary's picked out his 3 favourite board games to show us, which can't be easy with a collection like that. I don't know if we've got any tabletop gamers in the chat. Yeah, so there's a few people picking out Talisman, Tokyo Highway, Zombicide.
It was tempting to speak about some of the newer games I have purchased, but the ones that have kept me hooked are the ones I would love for you to purchase and play. Number 1. Elder Sign. Elder Sign is a cooperative dice rolling game from Fantasy Flight Games. You work together as a team or play solo, taking on the role of an investigator. You must race against the clock to collect enough Elder Signs to stop an ancient one from completely destroying the world. The gameplay is very simple but very addictive.
So much like real life right now.
On your turn you can move, attempt to beat an adventure card, and then move forward the clock. Completing Adventure card has you rolling custom dice in an attempt to complete the tasks laid out, such as rolling skulls, scrolls, and magnifying glasses. If you fail, you will lose stamina, sanity, or worse, but complete the task and you'll be rewarded items and magic to help you further in your quest.
Nice.
Number 2. Last Night on Earth. Zombies, B-movies, and board games, oh my. The Last Night on Earth is a beautifully crafted experience and can be played with 2 to 6 players. It was the first game that Flying Frog Productions...
Hang on. Becky the nurse. At the end of the hero turn, you may heal 1 wound from another hero in the same space. Thank you, Becky. Hero deck. So, to paint the figurines or not to paint them, Gary? Is that a no-no?
...ever produced, and it's hard to find and many faults with the whole experience. You can play as the heroes or the zombies over 5 different scenarios. Naturally, being the heroes will mean the odds are stacked against you as you try to complete your objective, such as killing 15 zombies before sundown and die, zombie die, or escaping the truck, which has you searching for gas and keys in order.
Look at this card, Teen Angst. I'm going to play Teen Angst. Play at the start of a zombie turn on any hero with keyword student. That hero rolls 1 less fight dice than normal as long as they're in space with another hero. And in quotes, just leave me alone. Teen Angst, nice.
To escape. Playing as a zombie simply means that you must do everything and anything in your power to kill the heroes and stop them from completing their objectives. There is also a soundtrack included which can be played in the background as you enjoy the game. It's a fun touch and it really does add to the atmosphere. Number 3. Quarriers. Quarriers is a deck building game that replaces cards with dice to form a combat game with fantastic replayability without any of the complexity. The first thing that stood out to me when I...
How many dice does this game have?
...saw it was the sheer amount of dice it had, and this really excited me. Each player starts with a bag of 10 identical dice. Each turn you'll roll dice to try and purchase new, better ones, or summon dice to attack and defend for you. Any creatures summoned that survive until your next turn will score you glory, and it's that glory that will crown you supreme dice rolling champ. Quarriers is a very simple game to pick up and is one of my go-to games for introducing new people to tabletop gaming. I highly recommend checking it out, and should you fall in love with it like me, there are plenty of expansions to keep it interesting. Okay, I've definitely waffled on for long enough, but if Neil or anyone else is interested, then I'll be happy to record some more videos like this for Neil's vlog. Otherwise, I bid you all a fond farewell, and if anyone has any questions, please feel free to grab my attention on Neil's RMC Discord. See ya!
Thank you, Gary, for going to a huge amount of effort there to present your games to us. We just had Ralph in there saying, why doesn't Gary do videos? Why doesn't Gary do videos? Gary makes fabulous videos, says Mark Fixes Stuff. Yeah. STW says, thanks for showing this, Gary. Lots of thanks for you, Gary. More please, Gary, says Holly. So, there you go. I mean, I don't really have many tabletop games, board games. I've got one that I loved as a kid called Escape from Colditz. I bought that. I've got California Games, the old video game. I've got the VHS game of California Games, and I've got another VHS games of the Olympics. Don't know why I started buying VHS games, but yeah. Someone in the chat said, let's get together and play some games. We've got to do this soon, and we have. I'm just wondering if there's some kind of way that I could incorporate one of the VHS games into a live stream so that you guys can kind of play it with me remotely and I press play on the VHS. Not sure. I'll have to go over the rules again to figure out that, but we could maybe try some online VHS games. Castaldo says Escape from Colditz is infuriating. Holly says it's a great game. Velociraptor says, I wish I lived next door to Gary. He'd come and play games and bring him some sausages. Mark Fixes Stuff. You started buying VHS games because you were planning a series. We spoke about it. Thank you, Mark. Short-term memory is terrible. Sorry. Mumbo, the next vlog will be on Monday. Tomorrow night is quiz night, so you won't miss anything tomorrow. Excellent. But yeah, thank you, Gary. Really, really enjoyed that. Go and open yourself a YouTube channel and show us all your board games. Do we have to get rid of Gary? Let's keep Gary on the screen. So, our next video is the final one for tonight, and it's Stephen's Soviet Sinclair, which we asked him to show us a little bit more of. So here it is. Let me get rid of the music and we can see what he's got to say.
Greetings, comrades. So,
monkeys, comrades, what haven't we been called tonight?
As requested, here is a bit of a closer look to the Oral BK08 computer. So,
isn't Oral-B a toothpaste?
So it's a Sinclair Spectrum clone from the late 80s to early 90s. This particular one dates from 1991, so it's right on that border of the breakup of the Soviet Union. It was actually manufactured in the Ukraine, and it's a really solid, chunky thing with a real quality feel to it. Keyboard's kind of cool in that we've got the Russian lettering at the top and the English underneath.
That's acrylic lettering, isn't it? Is that what it's called? I think it is.
And it's got quite a nice feel to it as well. It's a bit like, if I had to describe it, it's like an Amstrad CPC keyboard, but with a bit more travel maybe. But all in all, no, it's very nice. Underneath the keycaps, I'll just pick this spring out the way, bear with me.
You've actually got springs on your keyboard. My Soviet clones that I've got, none of them have got springs under the keyboards. I don't know how they work, but they're just horrible and keys get stuck so many times.
Yeah. That there is a reed switch, so magnetically operated. And if you take a look under the keycap...
I think that was a floorboard he stepped on.
It might be a bit difficult to see, but there is a black ring there, and that's the magnet. So every keycap has its own little magnet. So, on power up, we're getting our little Russian message, and it's telling us we've got version 2. But press any key, and it instantly becomes very familiar.
Aha. It's a Specky, all right.
So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that little taster of what is actually a very impressive computer, in my opinion.
I did enjoy that. Thank you so much. And it's got a reset button as well. Something that was missing from the Specky. Although the later ones perhaps not, because you're saying this was early 90s, so yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's just one of those weird things that we never get to see. I certainly never saw anything like that back in the day. So it's fun to see them in the modern day. Grant says a lot was missing from the original Specky, yeah. Where's Gizmo? Gizmo's out because it's a bit warm tonight. Sorry. You reset the ZX81 by moving it. Like an ugly Atari XE. Yeah, I can see that. I can see where you're coming from. Gizmo is not murdering. Gizmo is not capable of murdering. She's such a rubbish hunter. No cat, I'm off. Damn it. I'll see if she's outside the door. Hang on. Gizmo? No Gizmo. Sorry. Right, well that is all the videos that we've got for today, and I hope you enjoyed them. It was a pleasure going through them as always. I'm off next week, but I did manage to record a couple more of my game choices for next week. So please do email in your game choices to retromancave@gmail.com. If you fancy chucking some money into the pot, the link's at the bottom there, the Just Giving link. And we'll try and raise as much as we can. I'll keep you posted on the auctions. We'll check in on Monday to see how those auctions are doing. And 8 PM UK time tomorrow night, it's the big RMC quiz again. Yes, Lacto back. What's your second name? I can never say it. Lacto Bacillus Prime. Yes, quiz tomorrow night, 8 PM. Some of you have submitted some really cool rounds. We've got picture rounds. I'll do another music round. Yeah, Mark's easier, isn't it? Thank you, Mark. And I've had so many question rounds sent in by you guys that I will spread them across 2 weeks. So we'll have a quiz the following week as well. Really looking forward to it. 8 PM tomorrow. See you then. It will be on Twitch, by the way. It won't be on this channel, just because we use the Twitch extension to get the quiz buttons working. So, see you on Twitch tomorrow. Thanks again. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, everyone who sent videos in. See you tomorrow. He's waving. There's no gizmo. He's still waving.